my name's Richard, this is We're Not Wizards, and today we're looking at Rulebenders from Brewer. It was designed by Tom Van Gwyer, and it's all about rules. Now, you've probably had enough of rules at the moment. You know, what with, go to work, don't go to work, gather together, don't go to gather together, eat out at restaurants, don't eat out at restaurants, own a dog, don't own a dog, get a big TV, don't get a big TV, stop slouching, and so on and so forth. But I know that you tabletop people, you love a rule. You're mad daft for rules. In fact, I've heard a lot of you just like to sit watching people wearing plaid and tartan type kind of shirts and have them explain rules to you. That's what I've heard anyway. Rulebenders, you might like or you might not like. Now, this is a preview video, and it's so it means there's certain rules that I have to tell you about that. So I need to tell you that this is a prototype version of the game, and that means that the components will be potentially subject to change. I've also got to let you know is that we were not paid for this preview either. I was going to say that potentially the rules could be subject to change as well. But as far as Rulebenders goes, that's a key concept. The game itself revolves around you have managed to take ownership of a strange machine off of a strange guy at a flea market stall who apparently borrowed it from his previous employers and forgot to give it back. Upon getting home and encouraging your friends to come home with you, you decide to switch the machine on, which is probably not the most sensible idea. And then in a flash, you discover that you have been transported into what appears to be your own collection of board games, and now you must do your best to try and escape. At its fundamentals, Rulebenders is kind of like an area control game. The board is split into different sectors, and each of the sectors controls a key fundamental of the game. So we've got the theme, we've got the hand size, we've got the number of cards that you'll draw, we've got the number of energy cubes that you have, we've got the number of tokens that you'll collect, we've got the currency that you'll use, and you've also got the exchange rate and how you can exchange items as well. Round the board, you have got these themed deck of cards, and these all have kind of individual kind of actions. Either they're one-offs or they are continuous, and some of them will even go on to allow you to kind of score sets if you play your cards right. When you set up the game, you'll have a card which will help you define the key kind of components that you're going to be, and levels that you're going to be kind of having to deal with, and these basically will help you decide the number of each, and the theme that you're going to be using, and the number of cards that are going to be in your hand, and what currency you're going to be using as well, and the number of tokens everybody's going to be getting, the number of energy cubes that you're going to get. And as you play, and there's 4 rounds to play, you're going to be doing your best to look at controlling the various areas on the board in order to have your influence on those particular rules. How you do that is you're going to have your energy cubes, and you're also going to have your cards. You've got your themed, so you've got your pirate theme, your dinosaur kind of theme, your medieval dragon type theme, and your Arabian Nights type theme. Your themes that you're going to be playing will be defined by this section here. That'll decide where you can draw your cards from. And as I say, as you play the game, you'll be collecting cards that you'll make up for a set, which will grant you some of these tokens, which is going to help you potentially win the game. as you play the game, you're going to be playing your energy cubes. Now, you're wanting to play your energy cubes into each of these sections of the board, but you also might want to play your energy cubes into the tiebreaker section as well. As I say, this is fundamentally a kind of like an area control game. The more cubes that you have in each of the sections will effectively define whether or not you are going to control a section. Once everybody's placed their energy cubes down, and once everybody's played their cards that they want to play, and once everybody has passed, essentially, that round will end. And then what will happen is that everybody will go round and will decide who has won that particular section, and therefore who has overall control of that section, and will have kind of gain or lose kind of advantages as time goes on. If there's areas where there are kind of equal numbers of cubes, you can take a cube from the tiebreaker section and use that to break the tie. If you leave your cubes in the tiebreaker section, your cubes are going to move down and you're going to score yourself some additional tokens. You keep playing, you'll be moving sections, you'll be collecting cards, you'll be moving your tokens until you reach the end of the fourth round, where you will score your cards, you will score the number of tokens that you have as well. And the winner, who has got the overall most number of tokens, will be declared the winner. And that is the fundamentals behind Rulebenders. As I say, this video is to help make you decide if this is something that you're potentially going to want to look at further. So a couple of key things to point out. It looks more complicated than it actually is. However, you have to bear in mind that the rules themselves are going to be changing. So for the first couple of games, I would expect that it's going to take longer than your average bear in order to kind of learn it and to get up and running. There's a lot of little moving parts here, and there's a lot of things in the rules that you need to be kind of mindful of as you play. In terms of kind of initial impact, this is a game where, because the rules are so changeable, it's going to take a couple of games for you to fully understand and maybe strategize, and I think even form a kind of a valid opinion on the game itself. No two games are really going to be the same. I mean, there is no vanilla stripped down version. At its core, it is a 3 to 5 player game just now, though I do believe at the time of this recording that Game Brewer are actively looking at introducing a 2-player variant. Now, whether that involves essentially playing with 3 players or whether it involves kind of having an automata, who knows? We'll see how it goes. The rulebook itself is fairly straightforward. It's as and when you introduce, the fun comes in with the kind of the different changes in the rules itself. As you can see, it takes up a fair amount of table space as well, so you have to kind of bear that in mind. Yeah, a lot going on here, a lot of chopping and changing. There's a lot of variation, potentially a lot of longevity, a lot of flicking back into the rules. You need a reasonably large size of table space, and I hope that kind of helps you have a think and either check out Rulebenders further or check out Rulebenders further. But until the next time, my name's Richard. This is We're Not Wizards. That's cardboard. But until the next time, stay safe, roll a card and 2 energy cubes, and make something awful. But until the next time, goodbye.